Hello, my divine kings and queens. I am back to do another video. And today's quick word, what I wanted to go over with you, I'm going to take from Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. Okay. And the reason why I'm choosing that scripture is because a lot of people thought and came up with a lot of evil to do against you, what they wanted to consume your life, what they wanted to be able to sit back and see how people would do you. They wanted to keep you in a lower vibration by keeping you in heartbreak, keeping you in certain relationships, keeping you in certain cycles where you were limited, you were restricted, access was revoked. Okay, there were certain opportunities that you were losing. And I'm going to tell you something, when you are a good person and you are of the light, a lot of people are not going to think this, because the question that a lot of people may ask is, why everywhere you go, there's always opposition? Why everywhere you go, there's some form of jealousy or envy that gets up in people that make them do you the way that they do you. They abused you. There were people who believe lies about you. There were people who rather group up to see you fail and suffer than group up and just stand behind you, even if it's not physically having a point or a standpoint in your life. Wherever these people were, be it friends, family, people that you did not know, even people who opposed you. What could have simply happened was, if people had their disagreements about what you were doing, they didn't like what you were doing, they didn't like the energy you was in, they didn't like how you was being perceived, they didn't like how you was being, how your messages was being received, they didn't like the good things that God had in store for you, they didn't think that it should be you, they didn't think that you were worthy, they didn't think that you were honorable, they didn't think that you was integral, they didn't think that you moved with integrity, they didn't think that you moved with graciousness, with righteousness in your heart. Let life prove that. People didn't have to get out their way to make your life what they wanted it to be in order to prove a point. People wanted you around them to benefit off of you. They thought that you would serve some benefit in their life, okay? They didn't think that you were Christ conscious. And there were certain people that realized it, that still got in bed with people to work against you because they weren't Christ conscious. They weren't chosen. They weren't favored. And what you're starting to realize is, it's not me. It's the path, and it's the negativity and the demonic people that are placed on my path to serve as opposition so that I do not fulfill my destiny or purpose. There were people who looked into your Akashic records. There were people who got readings on you that knew certain standpoints, that you were supposed to reach certain levels in your life and have certain things. Whether these people knew it when you came in contact with them, if they were lovers, they were friends, or there were family members who knew this about you since the day that you were born. They will call out certain things that, oh, you got the mark of God on you. And they purposely made your life a living hell because their children weren't chosen. They weren't chosen. They felt like your path was a little bit more smoother than theirs. And what people didn't realize was the hard work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the prayers. When you are targeted as a chosen one, you go through the worst things, and there are people who are not going to be there to help you because these people want to see you suffer. If a person want to see you suffer, these are people who don't want to see you do good. They don't have your best interest at heart. But in order to be around you to serve as a monitoring spirit, in order to be around you to block the very things, or either to see if their witchcraft and their manipulation that they're working in your life is working, they have to keep a certain standpoint and stance about themselves and in your life in order to manifest what it is that they want to manifest in your life. So if you had people who were in and out of your life, it's because they were working whatever they were working in order to be able to have some kind of stool, some kind of footing. The word I was looking for, footing in your life. So it's like if people were manipulating you because they're like, okay, this person is supposed to be famous at this point, this person is supposed to reach the jackpot here. They don't know where it's coming from. They don't know what, if you worked, if you interviewed, they don't know if it's supposed to be because of the work that you're doing for God. They don't know if it's your missionary work. They don't even know if it's just you, how you are as a person and how you treat people. You know, God is blessing you. All what they could see is, right, based on who they're consulting and based on whatever gifts that these people have, they can see that you have good things coming into your life. And what was happening in your life and what happened on your path, thank you, God, he just gave me this word. You had people, and I'm gonna tell you something, it's gonna hurt what I'm about to say, but let me tell you something. My hands is raised because I speak on this, because I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. All your life you were bullied. I just talked to my dad about, you know, all the things I went through. I was pregnant. I had food poisoning. The girl who kicked me out wanted her space back. She didn't call the ambulance for me. I'm throwing up everything that I'm eating. It was hurting my stomach. You know, this guy pushed me on hard concrete. And at that time, I didn't know that I was pregnant, but I was. I could have lost my baby. I could have lost my life. You know, God forbid he was poisoning me in that house. I was getting the worst headaches after eating his food. Being in his home, I felt drained. I felt like I had to get up and cook and clean a certain type of way. He was saying about what I wasn't doing, and then I tell you to get it after 5 minutes, and who lets garlic bread burn? You know, throwing up his baby mama and how his baby mama family is better and how his baby mama is a bad bitch. All in front of me. He got whores on the couch. I could have let, you know, when we see stories like what Erica Mena went through, we see stories about what Lauryn Hill went through, right? What Jennifer Hudson's sister had to go through. You think that evil is not out there, and when you don't want to talk to a certain person or deal with a certain individual because they're manipulating you. People don't know what these baby fathers and baby mothers and what these so-called friends and what these fake family members did to you all throughout your life. Some of these people raped you. Some of these people talk horribly about you. Some of these people screwed some of your damn exes behind your back, and they all laughed about it. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people blocked off opportunities for you spiritually because they was working work against you. You understand what I'm saying? If a person don't want to see you succeed, then they want to see you struggle. And if a person want to see you struggle, they hate the fact that you have peace. They hate the fact that you can create a perfect peace within yourself. They hate the fact that you can heal. They hate the fact that you can do it without friends. They hate the fact that you can do it through the witchcraft. They hate the fact that you can still find a way to be happy about life, even though they were blocking off ways for you to make money, blocking off ways for you to utilize your degrees, blocking off ways for you to sit up here and act in your Christ consciousness and do the work that God was calling you to do. And these people thought they were going to forever be able to play God up in your life because they had been doing it for so many years. Thank you, Father God. That homelessness should have broke you. Them friends betraying you on every end should have broke you. People laughing at you and mocking you when you were struggling. Everybody wasn't against you. But I be damned, the ones that were against you, baby, let me tell you something. They were utilizing their contacts. They were utilizing whatever groups and covens and secret connections that they had, people in high places, and they turned every single last one of these people against you. These people who had a bone to pick with you, that did not know you was connected to people who did not know you, did not like you, wanted the worst for you, didn't do it because you did something to them. They did it because this is the path that you're on. You are going to receive opposition, rejection, because you serve as a beacon of hope and light to people and other people who are supposed to be operating in their Christ conscious and doing the very same work that you're supposed to be doing, but they're scared. They need to see people who are out on the front line, who is battling this spiritual warfare, battling this witchcraft, and not letting it shut them up, turn them away, keep them in a standstill and a stuck-minded position and mindset of lack. This is your disposition, okay? You're not gonna let anyone come in and think that they can do anything to your life, think that they can beat you up to a bloody pulp, think that you are gonna be their personal punching bag, all because it's like they joked you and they said the worst things about you. And I'm gonna trigger some people today because I'm gonna say some things that people said to me. And it's not for you to show me pity or sympathy because I've already overcome that. It's to show you the evil that's in this world. I showed you when I went through my homelessness. I showed you, and I had people who were around me who knew how this man was talking to me. Knew that this man was calling me a goofy bitch, dumb bitch, a trick, a hoe, a slut in front of his mother. There are people who respect me. When I told this story to them, they cried. They didn't understand. They was like, Victoria, why didn't you call me? There are people who love me. There are people who know me that don't understand why I let the wrong people around me. But they can tell I let the wrong people around me. So if they can tell I let the wrong people around me, then that goes to show you something about my character. That everybody was not on board for me to go through something like this. Everybody don't understand why I go through it, why I encounter these people. But I'm going to tell you something. I wish those ex-friends, I wish those family members who wish harm upon me, who acted it out, I wish those exes, I wish you well. I truly do. I have no animosity against you. I'm healing from what happened to me. If that's what you felt like you needed to do, if that's what you felt like you needed, how you needed to treat me, and I was nothing but kind to you, I showed you grace, I showed you favor, I was a blessing into your life in some type of shape, way, form, or fashion. Maybe you probably was jealous I was in that position, but the case in point is I was humble, and can't nobody say that I was not humble. There were people who just didn't want me to have it, didn't want me to be in that position. There were people who were jealous. It's like, I can't be myself, so I can't live my life, so I can't be great, I can't be successful. Oh, I'm only supposed to have a certain level of success. I'm not supposed to have any type of favor over my life. I'm not supposed to be worthy for anything, not even a car seat, a crib for my son. The only thing that I'm supposed to be grateful for is a shelter, clothes on my back, shoes on my feet, a baby that I had a very hard time in the beginning taking care of. There were no people around me that jumped up to help me. The angels that were surrounded around me protected me because of the path that I was on and kept me alive. And that's on my grandma Ruby Lee Williams and on my uncle and on Big Sis. I promise you on everything I love. I kid you not, and I got my receipts. I should not have had to go through what I went through when I prepared for better for my life. And people want to group up to see me suffer. It's okay you be jealous, but you group up to make something happen to me that should have never, ever happened to me. All because I was happy. So I'm not supposed to be happy. I'm not supposed to live well and be in good health. I can't keep to myself and be at peace. You know, a lot of times, and this is why I tell you I take from Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, because what they thought and worked against you, which was evil, God is turning it around for your good. I promise you this year is not going to be as dark as last year. God be with me. Oh, Lord. I promise you this year will not be as dark as last year. I promise you, you will not struggle like that again. I promise you. You can keep this video. You can download it. You can footnote it. You can do whatever you want to do to it. These are my words, and you can hold me to it because I'm sticking to it. I promise you on everything I love, everything I know, to all my A1 day ones, this year will not be as hard and dark as last year. You will not have to rob Peter to pay Paul. You will not be limited and restricted to deal and maneuver and manage with less and still come up short. I mean, it'll be really pretty when I put Aperol. There are people who hated you because of who loves you. There are people who hated you knowing that you weren't tied to certain people. But at this point, it wasn't about who you was tied to. It was when people came across you, they were jealous of your essence, jealous of your aura, jealous of how you hold yourself, carry yourself, how you're not going to tolerate BS from anybody. And you would rather struggle, and you would rather challenge the status quo and go up against the grain and blaze your own trail and choose the highway than to deal with somebody's mess and be in a living chaos and a living hell to try to keep up with an image, with an appearance, okay? And keep a certain facade and image going, okay? And people were attacking you spiritually and lying about why they felt like they needed to attack you. Let me tell you something. As we go into this new year, I'm going to go back to what I was saying. Anybody that mocked you for your belief, anyone that was fake, anyone that judged you when they could clearly tell that you were going through something, fell off, okay? Knew who was behind that, knew who caused it. Anyone that could sit up here and be narcissistic towards you and feel like they're owed something, so they don't value what you do for them because they feel like that's something that should be a given because of who they are. Anyone who called you a dick sucker, a whoremonger, a streetwalker, a crazy person, mentally deranged, lazy, incoherent, decrepit, incapable, unstable, not worthy, Anyone who sat up here and told lies about your hygiene, told lies about your body, told lies about your health, told lies about your finances, told lies and created illusions around your name, around your children, anyone who tried to sacrifice you, your children. Let me tell you something. All those attacks that you had to go through, all those attacks that your children were subjected to, that you didn't even know what was going on, prayers couldn't stop it. Nothing could stop it until now your team is coming in full force. Someone who is around you that loves you. Maybe they never told you something. Maybe they never showed it. Maybe they couldn't show it. Maybe they didn't know how. They're not with you today. But that didn't stop them from going to bat with you, from going to bat for you against your enemies in the spiritual. That person or persons is who's been serving as little orbs. Like if you've been seeing like certain orbs, there's certain people who caught it in my videos. This is why I tell you, pray about the message. Pray about who I am. Don't just listen to what I'm y'all stick with me. Let me tell you something. My A1 day ones even what's understood ain't even got to be explained, because y'all know what time it is. You know what time it is. But let me tell you something. There are people who caught spiritual orbs while I was delivering messages. My mind wasn't even on. I didn't catch it until later after the video was uploaded. They was like, Victoria, I saw an orb around you. Let me tell you something. When you were chosen, you were protected. That's not something that's self-proclaimed. This is real. You're not playing about this. You are on this path for a reason. You did not pray for this. You did not ask for this. So anyone trying to persecute you, not try, because they did. You are wrong for that. You are wrong for punishing someone for all these years for something that you wanted that was not meant for you. And because it was not meant for these people, because they weren't chosen, because they saw your path and they got jealous of your path. So they got jealous of you. And you had nothing to do with it. You didn't pray about it. You didn't ask for this. They know time is up for them. Anytime that you have that level of protection around you, what the enemy want for you, it's never going to happen. They can cause you, and I think at this point, at some point, they realized that. So they was like, well, if we keep screwing with them, and they're going to pay for that too, because see, when you realize something, it's meant for you to stop. That it's meant for you to completely leave that person alone. At some point, they realized that. They said, well, let's try to keep them in a lower vibration, thinking if they could keep you in a lower vibration and take you out of character, you would no longer be in your Christ conscious no more, meaning you would forfeit the destiny and the path that you're on, because at that point, you're no longer operating on the level that you need to be operating on, or being in a certain energy or mindset that you need to be in, right? That was going to keep you on this path and allow you to do what it is that you needed to do. So, me?
I was literally just, my conscience was literally speaking this to me, and I was relaying it to my daughter. She was like, oh, she's right there. I was like, no, I gotta just stand back for a minute, because the energy is not, that's gonna take me out of alignment where God needs me to be. So this is instructions for me, further instructions. So
Yes.
I'm listening to you, and I'm getting chills just talking to you, because peace is like,
It's everything.
Still, you have to be. You cannot. Like,
Yep.
And my baby cousin, she's been traumatized so much in Chicago that she's on 10 all the time, and I have had to come down just to be able to maneuver in this world and receive the favor from God.
Yes.
You cannot receive favor from God on 10 all the time, because nobody owes you nothing.
No.
Thank you.
Genesis chapter 50 verse 20 says.
Genesis chapter 20.
50, chapter 50 verse 20.
Genesis chapter
50 verse 20.
verse 20. Thank you.
God bless you.
When Joseph is, where are we? Where
Yeah,
are we now? Is
what-
that when he gives it to
What
as a blessing to the 12 tribes?
what they meant for wicked, God is going to turn it around for your good. So, you know, that just go to show you like how that just happened right there. God moves. It's a certain way that God moves, and people may hate you for it, and that's understandable. But again, it's why I tell you, what they meant for wicked, God is going to turn around for your good. They wanted you to starve. They wanted you not to be able to take care of your kids. They had you already go through enough. And that ordeal that you had to go through was really hard for you to push through, that most people don't make it through, battling homelessness, going through postpartum around strangers after being beat up, after having your finances sabotaged, people stealing from you. They stole, they had to steal, they had to keep you low, right? So that you would break, you would give up, or you would be subjected to the only choice that you would have had, or option you would have had, was coming to these people. And these people that they wanted to force you to come to them and hearken unto them were people who was going to block you from operating in your Christ conscience. So anyone who does that, they have already become aware of who you are and what you're meant to be doing. So again, these are demonic beings who are going out of their way trying to force a certain outcome and dynamic in your life because they know what you're out here, what you're meant to be out here doing, and they don't want you to do it. But again, it wasn't meant for them. If let me tell you something, God would not be who he is if he just allowed people to get up one day, which they've been doing this to you for years. They've been keeping you in cycles. But God has just told me today, see, that didn't just happen by chance. Me meeting these people, them stopping me, they recognizing me, I gave them that scripture. And then you had another guy. These are people from different records. I think that guy was Italian or he was white, and I had to tell him what that meant. Let me tell you something. It has been broken. It has been stopped. Judgment has been rendered. You don't bother people. And my God, you've gone through enough. Whatever they subjected you to, however they exploited you, you weren't conscious of that. However they've been targeting you, and these whole groups and communities and packs of people thought it was funny when you tried to reach out to people for help. They didn't want to believe you. They didn't want to help you. They laughed at you. They turned on you, which is why they started treating you different and started talking to you different, looking down on you like something was weird to you, or they were coached or paid to treat you that way, or told certain things. So they just started treating you a certain way. Any way of how it goes, you're not going to tell me that that's something that you deserved. This is something that people wanted because they didn't want you to do something. They were jealous. They wanted to be in your life. They were jealous. They were envious. They were wicked. They wanted to stop something and block something off in your life. And the thing is, God would not be who he is, again, if you just let people get up and say, oh, you blessed them with that, or you wanted them to be on that path, or that's what you wanted for them. But I said it, they don't deserve it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work and work and work and fight and fight and fight to ensure that they don't have love in their life, that you've been battling this fluctuation, this up and down, this high and low. God says, thank you, God. He just gave me another word, another message. You are going to know what it feels like to have consistent wins and successes in your life. Some of y'all have had highs and lows. Whatever these people have got to go through, it's going to set the standard for the people who are behind them. They are not going to screw with you. They're not going to screw with your children. I don't know who else they choose to do it to, but they're not going to screw with you anymore. When these people come up sick, so you think it's a game. When these people, Alexis Ware or War, hashtag Alexis Ware or War, I'm going to put it all in the description. When she ended up going to one of her exes and saying, I do root work and I've caused 7 of my exes to die within a 7-year time period. See, what I come on here and I talk about, y'all say I shouldn't be talking about it, that I'm a false prophet, but that type of stuff exists. We talk about it. This stuff been going on since back in before Christ. If Saul was consulting witches back then and working witchcraft and necromancy back then, you think that just dissipates? You think that just disappears? So that kind of stuff exists. You got people who work that kind of stuff, and when they see a success and they see a certain outcome, it's like, oh, you make me mad, I'm gonna put root on you. Oh, I'm jealous and I'm gonna put root on you. I'm jealous of you. I'm so jealous of you. And I know somebody finna come back to you, or I know you're supposed to look a certain way and have a certain lifestyle, and I don't want that for you because maybe I know somebody's supposed to come back to you, or I know what you're supposed to receive, or I don't want you to receive it. I don't feel like you're worthy of it. I'm gonna put roots on you. And see, what you have to understand is you can do anything that you want to do, but be man and woman enough to understand what those consequences are. That girl has not been found to this day. They don't know what happened to her. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is, you cannot work something and work against the work of God. You cannot work against the work of God. Whatever it is that someone wants someone to receive, whatever it is meant for someone, they're going to have it. If God has already stamped and approved and appointed that person to be in a certain stance in their life, you understand what I'm saying? There's nothing that you can do to remove that anointing, to remove that calling, to remove that stamp, to remove that throne, to take away that person's crown. Whatever it is that these people was able to take away from you, whatever it is that they was able to block, like I said, they were the cause behind you going through certain droughts and periods of your life after reaching a certain level of success, after achieving a certain level of success and reaching certain levels of your life and having certain accreditations to your name. God says you're going to know what it feels like to have consistent wins. I don't know who that is. These people caused you to damn near be on the brink of death, you and your children. And they had no remorse for why they was doing it. But now wherever they at, they scared as hell about what's to come for them. But wasn't scared when they was putting roots on you. Wasn't scared when they was manipulating women and men to come up against you and put a target up on your back when all you wanted was peace and you don't bother people. This is in the Bible. This is biblical, what you going through. People have been trying to stop your ascension for years. When they see you get a peak, they go back and they want to put roots. They go back and they put the groups. They go back to the witches. They go back and putting word curses over you. They go back and start manipulating, telling lies. Some of you have seen these people form into something demonic. You've seen it, like a glimpse of it. You've seen maybe when these people were speaking things into someone's ear, you saw something demonic, like a smile up here, like y'all seen that movie Truth or Dare? It's almost like you've seen a face like that change on someone. Don't forget that, because like I said, you've truly seen the face of evil because of the kind of demon slayer and warrior that you are. You're going to see certain things that other people may not see, because who's on your back and who's on your path and who's trying to oppose you is on a different level. It's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? When you're not on a certain level and the devil don't feel threatened by you for whatever the reason, you don't have to worry about certain things. But when the devil is intimidated and threatened of you, he's never going to leave you alone. He's never going to stop. So for some of y'all that's been asking why, you've been saying you don't bother people. It may sound weird for you to tell your story. It may sound weird to the masses and groups of people. Let me tell you something. If you know what you're saying is right, when you've been subjected to gang stalking, you've been subjected to bullying, to witchcraft, because these people that are doing this against you are not just doing this. You get me what I'm saying? They're not just doing this because you're a nobody. You know what I'm saying? These people are not just doing this to you because you're a nobody. They're not just doing this to you, you know what I'm saying, because you're a nobody. They're not just doing this to you because there's nothing great about you. There's nothing supernatural about you. There's nothing spiritual about you. What I'm saying is, when these people came across you and decided that they wanted to attack you in this way, there was something about you that really disturbed these people. And it was the wickedness that dwelled within them. Whatever that wickedness was, it's because of your Christ conscious, your intuition, the gifts that you have within you. I am so sorry that you couldn't be great, that you just can't live your life. Because people can subject you to monitoring spirits from a very young age when they know what you're destined to become. And these monitoring spirits are supposed to follow you through every cycle and phase of your life and make every phase and cycle of your life unbearable. Because when you're a starseed, when you're an empath, you feel other people's energy. So if these people are placing monitoring spirits around you, demonic behavior and activities going on around you, it's supposed to affect you and how you operate on a supernatural and spiritual level. But again, Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, what the wicked intended to stop in your life, to break in your life, God is going to turn all that wickedness and evil around for your good. You may not believe it because you were struggling. You may not believe it because you was in and out of the hospital. Your kids was in and out of the hospital. You couldn't pay your rent. You were evicted. Everywhere you went, your friends, your family, everybody opposed you. They laughed at you. You never had anybody good around you. It was always, what can I get out of you? Let me use you, and then go behind your back and talk about you. People want to laugh at you. Oh, you up? Now you down. Oh, what got them there? You stupid over here. Well, you ain't got nothing to show for it over here. But they didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. Let me tell you something. You ain't got no haters. You ain't popping. If you got this amount of people this is spiritual, that's opposing you like this, that goes to show you, if you can get people up out of their bed, if you can get people to sit up here and put, like I said, subject them, and not just them, but their whole bloodline to curses because of what they did to you. and they felt like that was something that was worth it, then you are somebody. I'm pretty sure when these people was doing this, they thought like what Alexis was thinking. I could just do root work. I could just do death magic on people. Oh, well, I must be the Grim Reaper. That's what people be feeling when they sit up here and do this spell work and play up in it. They really be feeling like they are superior, right? And greater than God because of whatever magic they're able to do that maybe have caused other people to have heart attacks, maybe caused people to go through aneurysms, maybe caused people to sit up here and die from whatever stomach cancers and ulcers people was trying to have you die from, maybe caused people to sit up here and have the spirit of obesity and access and lack and poverty upon their life. But let me tell you something. God said that has been broken as we step into 2026. Thank you, Father God. God says that is broken, that is lifted. People can no longer work spell work against you. They hit it and they work it. It instantly bounces back on them and their children. God is going to start hitting these people where it hurts because they will not leave you alone. And he's given enough warnings. He's spoken enough. He showed enough grace and mercy to these people who are nothing but wicked and evil. They get up to be wicked. They eat to be wicked. They go to sleep to be wicked. You have a job to do that you did not pray for. You did not ask for. And these people been trying to get you to break away from it. They've been trying to swap it. They've been trying to get you to give up on your life. That is not fair. You've been through enough. And now it must end. Do you understand me? You may think that I'm a fake and I'm a fraud than any other YouTuber here on this platform. But let me tell you something. I'm the realest that you'll ever come across. I'm the realest that there is on this platform because, see, I've been through it and you've seen it. Y'all know people don't make it out of homelessness. And I was that before I had my son. I was that after, a little bit after, and I fought through it and I got up out of it. Y'all see me when I was up. So clearly somebody didn't want me to be up there. Clearly somebody was pissed about my algorithm and my views. Clearly somebody was pissed about the business that I created. Clearly somebody was pissed about the event that I had in 2023. Clearly somebody was pissed about the condo I was staying. Clearly somebody was pissed about the money I had up in my bank account for me to go up that high and then shoot down that low. But let me tell you something. God says there is purpose in that poverty, in that cycle, in that strife, in that struggle that you went through. There was purpose. There was lessons. Whether people felt like it was avoidable or not, whether people felt like it was your fault or not, whether people felt like, oh, well, you just had to be more discerning or not. Let me tell you something. When you got a target up on your back, it doesn't matter that you move, you walk away, and you cut people off for your peace. The wicked is going to be wicked when the wicked knows what's destined for you. If they came this far, 15 years old, placing curses over your life, 25 years old, sitting up here and putting roots up on you. You understand what I'm saying? 30 years old, trying to work it up again, and then trying to sacrifice that of your children. They are never going to stop because whatever it is that they seen for your life, they don't want it to be, or they want it for themselves. And that's not a decision that they can make. That wasn't their decision. That wasn't their call. It's God's call. They don't have to respect you. They don't even have to like you. I promise you to God, you're not going around petitioning shit for people to like you and be your friend. You don't understand why people come around and they be so damn fake and want to play a certain role so they can stay up in your life knowing that they're not a friend. That's the weird stuff that you calling out. That's the weird stuff you calling out, which is why if people don't cut it, you're going to do what people are not willing to do, which is cut the damn cords and cut the ties and cut the access off from your life. You can read people from a mile away, baby. You're not fooling nobody. I don't have to go around your house because you family. I don't ever have to talk to you again. You will never hear from me again because you feel like you didn't show me to my face that you was fake. Well, God revealed it to me in the spirit. God revealed it to me in the spirit that you was gossiping and talking about me behind my back. So when I catch it and it was revealed to me, I'm going to cut it off and I'm going to do what I need to do. Because if anything would have taught me and going through what I went through, baby, ain't nobody finna get me up out of anything. It's up to me and it's up to God. Therefore, I've seen all what I need to see and I've gone through what it is that I needed to go through. And I'm standing 10 toes down for God. I'm not moving, I'm not bowing, I'm not bending, I'm not folding. And I did it when opportunity was blocked off from me. I did it after losing certain things up in my life. I did it after I got to a certain point in my life, and that was for me to capitalize, and then it was stripped away from me. I still held on to him. I still held on when people were saying, oh, you don't know who mocking you. I'm just saying, girl, you do YouTube for money, girl. Oh, but you do be saying stuff because you do be healing me. It's time to get an apartment. You a goofy bitch. You a dumb bitch. All you good for is sucking dick. Yeah, disrespecting me, taking my money, not giving me anything from my son. And I know these people wasn't broke. They weren't dead broke. And didn't give me nothing. Didn't give me $5. Didn't give me $25 just so I could eat. Didn't ask me if I was hungry. Didn't ask me shit. But I still held on to God. Getting pushed down on pavement. People purposely washing their keys, $500 keys in the washer just so I don't have to go meet their cousin. Just being frivolous with my money. And then treating me like shit when the money wasn't there no more. I still held on to God. When friends wanted to mock me, when friends promised me one thing, said that me and them gonna go somewhere, and then they ended up taking other people, these people who weren't even around them when they was going through their struggle, and pushed me off and cast me off to the side and put me on the back burner like I wasn't there. I still held on to God. When cousins talked about me and joked and mocked my situation when I was going through with exes, possibly slept with one of them. When stupid stuff get thrown up in my face, it's like, well, what connection did you have for you to hear that I got back with somebody? Or did you screw that person? Don't feel bad. You did it. So you need to figure out, what I'm saying is, people need to figure out whatever was in them that makes them hate you so bad. And you don't even have that type of spirit in you that you possess that will go around and intimidate people so bad to the point where they will want to see you struggle than doing good. They would rather see you go hungry than have your belly full. They would rather have your sons and your kids be attacked and go without than to stand wherever they at and fucking help you and be genuine and be real about it. Again, Genesis chapter 50 verse 20. What they thought of, what they wanted for, that was wicked. God is turning it around for your good. You may not believe it. You may not see it. You may not think that it's happening because the enemy has started off again with illusions as we step into the new year. But let me tell you something. Those are going to be the very same illusions that cost these people their life, their children, if they do not cease. There was nothing that could stop Pharaoh. Nothing that would just let God's people go. These people held on to you too tight. Caused you things you should have never had to go through. And for what? To prove what? Nobody's going to stop and truly listen to God and truly understand that you are protected by him, which is why this is why he's doing what he's doing now. Nobody's going to listen until, and God forbid, I'm telling you right now, maybe I need to work this a different way, but nobody's truly going to listen until death comes for every single person that they've ever loved, that they've ever known. Death not just going to come for these people, it's going to come for things up in their life that they held dear, right? So when these people start losing their homes and their houses and their money, the things that they hold on so tight, because they hold on so tight to images, because a certain illusion and an image is what keeps friends around them. It's what keeps people flocking to them, looking up to them. When they start losing these things and it's out of their control, because it was out of your control, and these people was putting roots on you, spiritually attacking you, putting word curses over you, trying to limit you, restrict you, it's over. They could not stop you because they could not end your life. Because God is using you. He has a purpose for everything that you've gone through up until this point of your life. He has a purpose for you. And he is for sure going to vindicate you for every struggle, for every face, for every lie, for every mockery, for every joke, for every look, for every betrayal. They just weren't good people to you. They were not. And I don't know what made them not want to be good to you, but be good to other people. Or maybe these people, that's just who they are with everyone. Well, whatever it is, they need to figure that out. Because when you was going through a struggle, that wasn't a time for people to kick you when you was already down. That wasn't a time for people to feel like they were superior and mightier than you by throwing up in your face what they had over you. If they had stability over you, if they had a home over you, that wasn't for them to keep sitting up here trying to taunt you and dangle stuff over your face and then ask you what you had going on baby, let me tell you something. Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. We just finna sum this up right here. Whatever wickedness that you experience, whatever these people wished upon you, God is turning around for your good. Let me tell you something. This year is not going to be as dark as last year. I promise you that. I guarantee you that. And on that note, you already know how I'm coming. I'm your sister. I'm your friend. I come with that real, never that fake. I keep it 100 with you. I keep it a buck with you. Continue to reach one, teach one, bring others to the JC game. I love you. Push, and look forward to the new. Push. Don't. It's gone. That's in the past. Push and make good with what you have now. I promise you. Right when you least expect it. It's gonna flow. You come this far. All you got now is strength and fight. This ain't the time to give up. Not when you right there. So push. And until next time, you stay prayed up and be blessed. I love you.